For the first time in, I don't know, maybe 2 years, my fiance decided she wanted to tag along with me to the flea markets. I'm all about that, since, quite frankly, going to the flea markets by myself can be boring at times. The only problem with this is that for whatever reason, she always manages to jinx me somehow, in the sense that whenever she comes along with me, I never seem to find anything. So honestly, I was going into today expecting the worst, but oh well, as long as I can find something good, I'll consider today to be a success.
How much are your games?
$10.
$10? For all four or just a piece?
A piece, but I'll work with you, man.
Okay.
I mean, you pick out what you like. I'll give you a better price, all right?
Okay.
$10 a piece? What are you, high? Hell, that Borderlands game by itself was $5 brand new at a Five and Below shop near me. No thanks. Thought that boxed PlayStation was pretty cool, but I don't really have any interest in it. There was also a original Xbox with a bag full of controllers, some of which weren't even for the system, but that's fine, whatever.
That's hilarious. His mouth is like...
What, Qui-Gon?
They could have given him like a neutral face. They gave him the...
He's angry.
I know, but that's just hilarious looking.
Allow Qui-Gon to be angry. He got killed, for God's sakes.
If I recall, this 64 came with the AC adapter and the AV cable and was $35. And I can only assume that Rogue Squadron game came with it, but then I don't really even know if that's true because the seller had that controller marked with a separate price of $10. So if that's the case, then $45 for everything isn't really a good deal at all. But of course, you could probably talk down the seller to $30 if you were really interested. The games here were $3 a pop. Probably could have offered 2 games for $5, but there wasn't anything here I had to have, or that I didn't already own.
See a couple. See plenty. How much are the games?
Like the whole system there for $60.
Oh, okay.
I say half now.
Well, you see, we shouldn't have been so dismissive about this right off the bat. A used Wii goes for on eBay around like $30 to $50 depending on numerous factors. What I could have and probably should have done is offered $50 for everything, kept the games I actually wanted like the Sonic Racing, the Punch-Out, those incredibly shit compilation games, and Dead Space, then popped the rest of it on eBay to make my money back and possibly even walk away with a tiny profit, if anything. On the bright side though, I did snag this Dr. Mario for $2, and I was pretty happy about that since I played this game a lot back when I was very little. Man, I would have killed to have that Nintendo 64 game holder, but she wanted $85 for it. Why? I mean, that's like the very top of what it sells for on eBay. Why would I pay that here? Son of a bitch. This guy next to us snagged 2 Spyro PS1 games for $5 just before we made it to the table. If we were here literally seconds earlier, I would have been the one to pick up those games. But you know what? Good for him.
Yeah.
Probably not. They're all picked over.
Someone's
How we doing?
good. How are you?
$15, sir.
15?
Yeah. Couldn't you?
My mom was talking to me like the day before how she wanted binoculars because of all the deer and wildlife that wander into her backyard. They were only like 15 bucks, so what the hell, why not? Now we're at the second flea market spot I go to, and so far this whole fiance Jinxed thing is sort of in effect. I really hope I can find something, anything worthwhile for me. That's rad. Why would the right game be inside the box? Most of these games were 10 bucks a piece, which is insane, since most of these are barely even worth 3 to 4 bucks. This is that same seller from last episode with those dollar games I didn't pick up. He also had Wii titles that weren't here the last time, but he wanted $2 a piece for those. I did pick up a few PS2 games. I did briefly debate on buying all those singing and dancing ones, since I don't own them, but I don't know. It's not like they won't be here the next time I decide to actually purchase them. Plus, I don't think anyone gives a shit about these games. Believe it or not, there are people out there that do collect the PSP UMD movies. Why they decide to is something I don't personally understand and probably never will, but hey, I'm not judging or anything. Now we're talking. This is a Saddlemen tool bag that would attach to the front forks of your motorcycle. This would fit my VMAX perfectly and it is in excellent shape, but I wonder what he wants for it.
How much you want for it?
10 bucks.
Oh, 10 bucks? Well, shit, I was expecting him to say 20. 10 bucks is an amazing deal. The only NES game I was considering out of the bunch was the Milon Secret Castle, but I think that's what the game cost on eBay and Disc Replay if I'm not mistaken. The only real reason I even want this game is because many years ago I used to be a big fan of Angry Video Game Nerd, and this was one of my favorite reviews of his, so it was kind of like a sort of sentimental thing to me in a way. I did ask if 5 bucks was his best on the game, and he did come down to 3, which was exactly what I wanted to pay for it. There was also a Magnavox 300 under that Xbox there with the box and instructions. The only thing that it was missing was one of those obnoxious RF switch boxes. The seller claimed that it worked and that the system was just a double of his that he was trying to get rid of for cheap. And it was cheap, it was only 10 bucks. But I know for a fact that I will never play this, and that is ultimately the reason I ended up passing on this system, even though it was very cheap.
Well, you could just easily change the color of them anyway, but you put acid or pH in it. Incredible smooth hydrangea. Ooh, it likes jazz.
Both of us are into bird feeders, but most of these had something wrong with them. The only one we might have been interested in would have been this no-no feeder, which are pretty damn good bird feeders. The problem is we have too many bird feeders at home as it is, so yeah, we really don't need another.
You a motorcyclist?
I have 3, yeah.
Do you really? Cool. My neighbor bought a brand new Indian.
Yeah, well, that's what I want is a Scout, but I don't have 13 grand to spend on it.
Yeah. It'll give you something to work for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, that is 10, and that'll keep the dream alive.
Well, he's not too far off from that. Yes, I do dream of owning an Indian motorcycle, but the one that I want is a metallic jade Indian Scout with the tan seat. But considering how expensive they are, I doubt that'll ever happen. Finding die-cast motorcycles that aren't Harley-Davidson is pretty difficult around here, so I was genuinely excited to come across these. I'm not sure what this track bike was, but we did find 2 other Kawasaki Ninja models, which I'm a big fan of those bikes, so naturally I was interested in these.
Wait. Hot Wheels. Shamu King?
What?
What the hell? Hot Wheels Mega Man? Hot
Hot
Wheels
Wheels.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hot Wheels Mega Man.
What?
Why does this exist?
I don't know.
Why do I sound so surprised?
I was so, like, confused.
What else? Like, what? Oh my god. Kevin Nash. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mom probably would have had it back.
There's a wolf on the headlight because Wolfpack, NWO. Oh, that is a thing of beauty.
That's funny.
Try me, it says, with an evil Kevin Nash face. He's so angry. I love it.
He's raw. He means it.
Morning. Are you selling here? Good. I got 3. Could you do any better on a price? Maybe $40.
About $30.
30?
30.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's unfortunate, but that is going to do it for today's flea market adventure. Thankfully, the Jinx wasn't in like full effect this time, since obviously I did pick up a handful of stuff. I wish I could have found more games, but you know what? I've had a really good streak of finding good game deals, so there was bound to be like 1 or 2 trips where I didn't find much at all. That's just how it goes sometimes. And yes, that Saddlemen bag fit my VMAX perfectly. Till next time everyone, thank you all very much for watching, and take care.